Welcome back. We are doing a tier maker list. The first one I've done, and I did have to create a Twitter account for this. It's at oddphil78 instead of oddenigma. I shortened version of my name, Phill. By the way, not one L, two L's. There's two L's in my name. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the Resident Evil playable character from canon games. Now there's this guy and this guy who are from. I know one of their names is Ark Thompson. They're right. Ark Thompson and Bruce McGivern. All right. Okay, now I know. So I'm not really familiar with them or the Outbreak character. We're going through S, then A, B, C, D. We'll have questions, but I am most unfamiliar with the Outbreak characters and Game Boy Advanced characters, and to a degree the Resistant ones, which I added just for funsies. Now, anybody who's just optional in, like, say, mercenaries, main mode, I'm not dealing with them. Like, I guess technically the only one I could have added on here that I honestly did not think about until now was Hunk. Technically, he has a fourth survivor thing. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go through the characters I'm familiar with, like the Outbreak characters, and there are three Game Boy Advance characters: Ark, Bruce, Ling, Hong Ling, or whatever her name is. And yeah, we're gonna go for that. I will. I'm gonna start Mr. Off. Where are we gonna put? Because I'm most unfamiliar with them and their personalities. I believe his name is Kevin. Yeah, Kevin Ryman. Yeah, got Kevin Ryman, George Hamilton, David King, Alyssa Ashcroft, who mentioned Resident Evil 7. You've got Cindy Lennox, Jim Chapman. I think another one. Mark Wilk. That's like I don't honestly know where to place them off the top of my head. So we'll put them. Like, see. But as for right now, let's just get everybody in minus zero. Move them up or down. Some of them I'll move up into a solid C. Some of them not. But for right now, this is kind of. And by the way, I'm not just ranking them based off of how well they are in the game, like how well they are to play and stuff. Like basing it off every. We're gonna put the they're kind of. Oh, so many of them. Why? Why? Oh no, there wasn't Nuki. Henry. Get the crap. He's the one. Damn something. everybody else, right? Well, except for one who I already know this C minus tier. That's Ashley Graham. She's going into a D minus. No, so would because as a playable character, you don't get to play very like a short segment, but at the same time, as a character, she acts normal. She's exactly how you would think she would look. So, I mean, she acts exactly how you would think. She's a spoiled 16. Right? That's all you need to know. So, with that being said, she does get a lot of flack for that. But to be honest, I don't find her as annoying as most people do. But that being said, she definitely deserves to be the lowest ranked person in this list. I forgot one. I forgot you, Mr. Ryman. Everybody else down here is pretty much from a main game. And the revelation titles. Alright, now let's try and split up. Valerie, I'm going to put at a C plus. Why? Because I played her. Like I kind of mained. I did resist. I really like January. Well, I'll move her up there. I liked Martin. Move him C, like solid C era. Um, Tyrone and James. Becca didn't really spend a lot of time with. Becca, I'll move up to C. Tyrone. He can stay there. I think all these characters are going to stay in the C. Why? Because I'm not. Listen, Ashcroft, I will move up to the C just because she is mentioned in Resident Evil 7. Yeah. Anybody else I want to move up to C? Maybe David King to a solid C. Yeah. Guess I'll move these two up here and I'll move him there. I think these guys will stay in C. Another reason that I think that's kind of a good diverse way to put it. Alright, now it's on to the main people. Okay, so you know how I said Agent goes plus 5 because he's in Ada's imaginary. And Bo is a bane of existence. Why couldn't they have actually developed somebody to travel alongside Ada? I don't know. I mean, story wise, I guess it makes sense, but just I don't. Not quite there. All right, so I guess let's start at the very beginning. Now that we've gotten, yes, the mixed bag out of the way, Outbreak, Resistance, the Game Boy Advance games, and the two characters I just can't see ranking really high, Agent Ashley Graham. Get to the meat of it. Let's start with the two first playable characters entire series. Mr. One, Chris Redfield. Yeah, I didn't. Totally forgot to put him in here because he wasn't in the folder. Everyone else. And, all right, welcome back. Apparently can only record time edit together, and I don't care about that. But we got our boy Chris Redfield in here, and that's all that matters. We're doing Chris. I auto scroll. Try to do this. We got Chris Redfield coming up, and a mouse. We're gonna put him in B2. I want to put him lower. Leave me, you. I want to put him lower. I leave him, but I just because of the impact and legacy he's had. Um, I need to put him at least in B. And honestly, even that hurts me because I don't like Chris Redfield. I don't like him at all. So he's a great man. You know, I just don't like him. He really has never had an edge to him. Always been Mr. Macho, Superman, PTSD. Oh, guy. guess you, I guess you could say he's always had a second Wesker, but until now, until Resident Evil 8, man, it's now finally showing grit, like actual character. Whereas before, he's always been the super. And then 6, they added the PTSD layer to him, but still not enough to save him from just being weak. Not rank him any higher. I don't care. I don't like Chris Redfield all that much. That being said, I don't hate him anymore. I used to hate him. I don't hate him. Grown on me a little. That being said, he's still by far my least favorite main reoccurring character in the series. Jill, on the other hand, I'm putting in A plus. Love Jill, great. You know, just a fun character, right? Now on to the second game. He's trying to move up, like, locate them, or we. But yeah, Jill, she's great. She's amazing. I think she deserves that A plus. You know, she's definitely a better character than Chris, in my opinion. And I think they did kind of narrow her personality down to archetype in Remake 3, but even then, she was still a good character. They did definitely try to zero in on that, this Ripley niche kind of character, but at the end of the day, a lot better than what they do with Chris. All right, now let's. Y'all know me. You know my favorite. Not shy about it. Never gonna turn away from it. These two will always be the measuring stick, I guess. What I guess look forward to most. B right now for placeholder. Yeah, Leon and Claire have always been my favorite character in the entire franchise. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 6, some of my favorite games in the entire series. I'll star Leon in some way, shape, or form. Resident Evil 2 and Revelations 2, two of my favorite games of all time. Star and Claire, Code Veronica, a wonderful game, odd story. Wish I could play it. I don't like things. Can't do it. Tried, tried multiple times. Just can't do it. Like it. It's tedious, necessary way. Now, Resident Evil 4's tank controls, fine. Resident Evil 5 fine-tuned it even more. Love those versions. Great. Um, so, player Leon always will be head and shoulders above everyone else. And Ada Wong is in the same boat as Jill. A plus, because I don't know where to. Because these two are the ones I consistently go back and forth on, being borderline S rank, but I think they deserve more than an A, so that's why I created the whole plus system. Because I went through all these characters in my head. I was going through work, where I would, and I wanted to put them in S, but I couldn't. I didn't think them on the same level as Claire and Leon. So I created plus, A plus, put them there, and Sherry Birkin. For right now, Sherry sweet little innocent girl in the first, second game, and then you get to play as her all grown up in Resident Evil 6, where she has great chemistry and great dynamic with her partner Jake Mueller. And she has some nice interactions with Chris and Piers and Leon and Elena, and she's just a great character. And the whole Jake Sherry campaign, Resident Evil 6, I love it. So I guess that makes us Resident, right? That is Becca Chang. So Billy, he's a character I went back and forth a lot. I think I'm gonna stick with him in C plus. Right now, I'm gonna bump Becca. I'm putting it for B side. Now I'm just gonna play it. She's a really smart character. She's great. Love her. She doesn't get enough limelight. And if she is going to be the main protagonist of Revelations 3, I'm all for it. It might make me bump her up higher in this little tier list. Um, Billy Cohen, I like him. He's an archetype, obviously, very narrowed into that archetype, but there's not really much. And then that leaves us to Resident Evil 3, which brings one character, Carlos Miero. Honestly, this dude's dude's a hoot. He's a joy. I love him. He's great. Uh, and I guess that brings us to looking at it. Even Burns. Then after that, we might go to Revelation 1 5. Alright, so Steve Burnside, I really don't know where. So I'm just gonna keep him at that solid C. Yeah, cocky, arrogant, somehow colorful. And he's got dual machine guns. Okay, dual machine guns. Going to see. Yeah. And after that would bring you to Revelation. Jessica, Jill, Chris, you already know them. And we've already placed them. Park Giordano. Now where I get Keith Lumley. I believe that's it for Revelation. Sure, you can play as a bunch more people in the DLC, or not the DLC, trade mode and stuff, but we're not. So Parker, he's a great character. Jessica, going to South Sea, she really doesn't have much personality. If anything, she's there to be, I guess, a gorgeous model to look at. That is her archetype. She's definitely used sex. Parker's a great character. Sweetheart, amazing. Wish they would bring him back. Because, spoiler alert, I know they have the whole emotional dying thing where he falls into a huge fire with Jill. I was saying where he falls into a huge fire with Jill, but I think at the end of the game they do that whole thing where it's like, oh, he's actually alive. It's like, oh. Actually, I think we're gonna bump him up. We're gonna put Josh at B minus. Why? Because hear me out. He's a playable character. Oh, I brought. Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah. Josh is kind of in the same instance as Billy, but less. He gets less obviously screen time and play time. You only play as him in the DLC, No Time to Escape, where you play with Jill and alongside Jill with Josh, or you can play as Jill alongside Josh. But either way, I think he's a nice character. Uh, Obviously, I rank him above all people because I think he's a better character. The only person may or may not be like that, Jessica. We actually did forget one. That's Keith Lumley. He was a hoot. We're putting can't really put him on the same really, but I can put him on the same level. Steve Burnside, Sheva, um, solid B, which makes another place for Beckett. Love Sheva. She's not necessarily one note, you know what I'm saying? But she definitely doesn't get a lot of time for her personality to really shine. A lot of people rather think Jill than her than the entire game, but what it is. And you know, I believe that brings us to the rest as Jake. Because we did not go Sherry's partner, Jake. Her here's the Jake Mueller, uh, great, great archetype, rebel, soft, kind of where he slowly falls for Sherry, but he's still a badass in right. So he's perfect. The whole campaign is my second favorite and would be my favorite if I didn't have such a nostalgia hard for Leon. Helena Harper goes into B minus because I don't think one Jake and Sherry are so balanced within their development that it's hard to separate one for the other shining more than the other. I think they shine equally. Whereas Piers and Chris are almost like that, but obviously Chris overshadows Piers a little bit. And then Leon and Helena is the different. Leon's Helena's just completely in Leon's shadow the entire campaign. I mean, she was assigned to protect the president. She failed, and Simmons kind of blames her. Leon was with her, so I automatically thought of Leon. So Leon gets dragged into these messes. I guess her whole sad story with her sister, but other than that, she doesn't really just develop all that much. She almost comes off as like a sort of Claire knock. It's weird to say, but Helena's not a bad character. She's not a great character. Because I think Drake and Sherry are both great all around. Leon's Leon, Chris is Chris, and then Piers Dark. If you were to, if I were to rate this when I first played Resident Evil 6 when I was 16 with Bo, we would have both told you it's like D plus. No, we didn't like Piers. Called him the Justin Bieber knockoff and all that, and just made fun of him. We still do, but over the time, me watching, playing through Chris's campaign, and seeing Piers' development, we always said like chapter 1 through 4, Piers knocking out. Then chapter 5, when you go the whole thing, that whole transformation, self-sacrifice, dude, it's amazing. Gotta love Piers. So that's why I'm putting him at B plus right now. Might move him down to a Jake. I'm keeping an A minus, and I'm not care. That brings us to Resident Evil Revelations. He's got Ebony. Have to put at a B minus, or I might bump it. I think for right now, bump it. Moira. Oh yeah, all right. I She's she's great. I'm putting her in A, dude. Natalia. Oh, Natalia. There's Barry, and Barry is like everybody's favorite dad, right? Sure, maybe the context of things. Um, Barry might not have been a great dad in the past. I mean, otherwise Moira would hate him so much. But I mean, he's just such a great protective guy. You can't help but love him. He's a giant teddy bear. You gotta love him back. Moira, she's the spunky rebel. She's gotta love. She cusses a lot. That's kind of her shtick, and she just brings a lot of energy. Sort of reminds Claire of what she used to be, but probably was. Whereas Claire was more of kind of a tomboy, not that kind of spunk part. She might have been a rebel, but spunk. Where she brings like that emo pop spunk kind of vibe to her. And Natalia's just a sweet little girl. I love her. She just want to protect her with everything she got. And, honestly, probably deserves to right here. Mine is big change. Hurt A minus. I think I that's there. You know, maybe Sherry up here. The age, sort of the affinity I have. Seen because they shine. Not only that, you saw Sherry, girl. You saw what she already have an action helped her escape what they had to do in the original game. But yeah, no, I just can't separate those two, and I can't separate those. By those two, I can't separate the burdens. They were in Barry, and I can't separate Jake. Now it's oh so controversial Resident Evil 7. You got the Winters, me and the Baker, Joe and Zoe. All right, Joe, I'm putting it. Maybe I'll knock. The reason for that is because, my God, dude, the end of Zoe is such perfect, such full, fun, cute. There's no doubt about it. Fun, funny. Just you're punching the heads off of it and everything. It's too perfect. Um, yeah, I think we will place at a B minus. Say, she's got that conflicted presence in her mind where she's like fighting the infection in her mind that Evelyn's got in her. Where she thinks Jack's daddy, even though Evelyn sees her as mommy and is bringing Ethan in to be the daddies. Jack gets all mad and stuff. But yeah, she's. I almost want to put her in the B plus tier, but I don't think she deserves it because why did she tell her husband that she was a secret agent? I don't understand that. Ethan, this is a hot take. I'm gonna put him in A. I think he gets so much hate. It's not even funny. Like everybody says he's so bland and has no personality. Everybody said the same thing about Desmond from Assassin. I will stand by this. Desmond is by and far the best modern day character they have ever made that isn't Sean. Don't get me wrong, I love Lucy, I love Rebecca, I even like, but those three characters fall short of Desmond, bar none. Anyway, Assassin's Creed rant over. Ethan's the same way. No, everybody says he has no personality. That's false. He showed he had personality. They essentially made him a more blue collar Leon, right? Whereas Leon's kind of like a hard worker. You know, I'm getting white colors. Whereas like Leon's like the physical worker, Ethan's the best worker. But they both kind of had like that same mindset, except Leon's more battle ready. Leon was trained for this. Ethan was not. Ethan was just shoved into it. They kind of have their liners stuff, which is a personality. They've added personality in the main game. He reacts to stuff. Maybe not the way we would normally react to things. Like seeing a creepy bug lady crawl off and like, oh, well, that was a thing. And it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Here. Put in the context of the things, understand why they tried to try and balance Ethan being calm and witty with panicky freak in a scenario he should never have been in under normal circumstances. Right, but I think that's why I like him so much. It's because he's like essentially he's a toned down, weaker version of Leon when it comes down to it. And that leaves us with Zoe Baker. You only play as in one of the DLC, but it's a canon story one, so that's why she's in here. There's another one I forgot. How could I forget it? Back. The person I forgot was Clancy Jarvis. You know, you play as him in multiple DLCs. Blackjack, the bedroom one. You play as him in two VHSs in the main game. So you do control him in a main game in a canon way. Clancy Jarvis, the cameraman for the Sewer Gators. And so we have him and Zoe Baker. We're gonna put see. Unfortunately, I actually do like. I wouldn't have been mad if he was the main character of the game anyway. And then Zoe. Oh, where do we? Maybe in the context of what I'm gonna put her just a solid, you know. So, that's pretty much it. We'll sort these where I think are like I do prefer Leon over Claire, but they're both high tier for me. I do prefer Jill over Ada, but I still like these almost equally. These two are just one item, and so are the Bird. I think I like more better, just she's a younger, spunkier character who you'll probably continue to see more, especially a lot more than Barry. Ethan right now is trailing behind them, but Village could change that. Hell, Village could change the tier list in more ways than one. Um, I mean, after all, there is supposed to be another playable character, a female, and I'm pretty sure they said her Emily in the leagues. As far as this goes, I think this is actually the order. Um, this one, yeah, actually, fine. I do prefer Parker and Joe. That I mean, here, but Talia, one, Talia is one. We'll put Mia, Billy. Billy will stay above Helena. We'll put Josh last. We'll go Natalia, Mia, Billy, Helena, Josh. Our C tier. Oh my god. You got let's put him, put, and put Keith of YouTube, because I actually do know the resistance personalities a little. And definitely put Zoe. Uh, Fuck that. Last but not least, have Clancy number one there. Um, Again, half of the Outbreak characters stuff are guesses based off of books right there. Hidden between. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So in D tier you have Ashley Grant. D plus you have Agent. C minus you have Clancy Jarvis, Suzuki, not for your name, Hamilton something, George Hamilton maybe. Sam Johnson, I think, Cindy Lennox, Wilkins, Jim something. And then C, you have Zoe, Becky, Martin, Jessica, Tyrone, Dave King, I think was his name. I think that's Art Thompson. C plus, you have Evgeny, Valerie, January, Keith, Evan. Put, put a list right here. Just for getting that name shout out. Um, Bruce and whatever. Bruce gets above her because he was the main playable character, and Steve Burnside in Last Tennessee. Plus, then you have B minus with Natalia, Mia, Billy, Helena, Josh. Straight B's with Joe, Parker, Chris, Sheva. The B pluses with Carlos, Rebecca, and Piers. A minus with the two Burtons and Ethan Winters. A's with William, thinking of her father, with Sherry and Jake. A pluses with Jill and Ada Wong, and the S tiers with Leon and Claire. So that is my Resident Evil playable characters ranking. Tell me what yours are down in the comments below. What would yours been? You can come on the tier maker list and find this list yourself. I submitted it, find it, found that. But you can do this yourself. I might leave a link down below for this one, just in case. But yeah, tell me what you think. Hope you have a great day. Remember, you can be the best you can possibly be. If you like the video, like, comfy, love is super special, awesome. Subscribe if you already haven't. That'd really help me out. Ta ta for now.